All right, let's go. Let's go. I'm pumped. I'm more pumped than I've been in a long, long time. I feel really rested. I feel really refreshed. That trophy on stream last night really gave me a lot of energy. We're 2 behind, but I've got a lot of energy, and we've got a good deck, and we've got time. We've got time. Prince said today that he was going to play 9 different decks on stream today, and those were going to be it. He might continue on afterwards, right? If we end up catching up, but he said that he was going to do 9 leagues today, and I feel like I can through quantity over quality maybe overwhelm that. We'll see. Vans, thank you for your gifted sub. We're still pretty behind, but like just the difference between a 2 trophy deficit and a 3 trophy deficit is really, really big. And those 10 hours yesterday on stream with no trophies were really demoralizing, but we got one last night. And we are in the exact same position today that we were yesterday, where we're 2 trophies behind. We got a trophy with Junsack at the very end of the night after a long run. But so I think maybe the lesson is going to be, let's just play some more Junsack today than we did yesterday. I didn't play very much of the deck on stream, but the deck has been performing really, really well for me. It's not a deck that a lot of people know how to play well against, and I'm hopeful that we're going to play other things, of course, but this is where I'm putting a lot of my faith. Spam click-clack to boost Junsack. Hell yeah. You seem like the kind of guy who'd enjoy old school RuneScape. I'm not, I think. I don't know. I have a friend who got really into it, and I used to play RuneScape, but I never got really into the old school RuneScape stuff. Alright, we do need to draw reds. There we go. There we go. I think I'll play the Blood Crypt here, just in case I draw another tap land next turn, and my opponent plays something that I want to just go like Kroxa, sack Kroxa, like a Ragavan or DRC. Oh yeah. Let me. I'll update the Stream Decker, and then I've got a pretty sweet Rhinos list from Giglio that I think looks pretty good. That I'm excited for. That we'll probably play next. We'll probably play some Grixis Stress Down, and then maybe we'll get real weird with it. But I'm gonna stream as long as I possibly can today. I'm gonna give every little last bit of energy I have. What is my philosophy of playing Junsack? Why is it well positioned? It's kind of they have the best possible card. It's a combination of a generally high power level as well as being well positioned in the metagame, where like the pingers from Bombardment and Mayhem Devil are really well positioned, as maybe you'll see here. And then high power level, well positioned, and people just don't know how to play against it right now. Like I have a lot of people making misplays against the deck, but that is it's super understandable since the deck is very admittedly hard to play against, right? After the tweet, I figured a 24-hour stream. I'm gonna try. I'm not committing to a 24-hour stream, but we'll see. That is what I was implying with the tweet, but I'm not fully committed to it. I mean, there's also what if we get 4 trophies in 16 hours and Prince is done streaming? Then we'll probably keep going. My goal is 20. It might end up being less. I might also do 12 on stream and then take a 4-hour break to nap and stuff, and then just go into the night. So it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to do what's best for me, rather than just committing to some hype 24-hour stream. And I'm gonna play it a lot by ear. But that's gonna be the goal. New set should be available tomorrow or Thursday, and we'll be playing. It's gonna be a really nice. Oh, we don't have double black to escape Kroxa, unfortunately. I think it's gonna be a really nice transition into just playing the new set, enjoying the new cards, and not sweating the race too much. Yeah, like a 4-hour nap break / dinner might end up being what we need. But again, I'm mostly trying to play it by ear still. This draw's been a bit awkward, huh? Oops, all Mayhem Devils. Is my opponent dead? They take 5, we sack, they take 3, take 3, take 2. Not quite. Chomper, thank you for Twitch Prime, appreciate you. Top 2 cards in the new set, not counting the cantrip. I mean, it's like Faithful Mending, and then I really like the zombie cards, and there's a few other, like, there's a lot of, like, sideboard cards, like fringe playables. But to be honest with you, I haven't even read the full set. I've read most of it. I haven't read the full thing. I have read most of it. I have not read the full thing. Oh, bummer. 26 hits. I think they're still dead. Pretty Lights, 17 months. Appreciate ya. I'll be digging. I'll be like relaxing Wednesday, reading the first new cards all the way through. Probably making a tier list, and working on some Channel Fireball stuff Wednesday. Not streaming tomorrow, and then gonna come back strong for like probably a short stream with the new cards on Thursday, and then probably a regular stream on Friday, and probably take this weekend off. Pre-light 17 months, Bolt Step Bolt 6 months. Thank you guys. That's my plan at least. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the zombie cards. I think it's gonna be a really, really good and smooth transition from like this like sweaty grind into getting to explore the new cards, which are like usually very fun and rewarding and relaxing streams for me. Except people also just yell at me that the decks are bad the whole time. So this deck doesn't play familiar. Yeah, it's just like I was calling this deck Jund Sack with good cards for a long time, but that is the idea. Is that you just don't have to play cards like Cauldron Familiar to make Bombardment good, because Bombardment's just good. You know what I mean? But what about Kolaghan's Command? Oh man, I was so weak from the Kolaghan's Command suggestions yesterday. Perspiring Mike, thank you for extending through October. Yeah, just add Saga to Oven. Yeah, Saga I think sucks. I don't know. Every time I play like these Saga decks, like these like fair Saga decks that don't play a lot of artifacts, the card just doesn't seem good. Okay, this is a really weird hand. I think we have to keep on the draw against Murktide. I don't know. It's like Endurance is really important. Coco's really good. It's hard to mulligan, but this hand's really soft to Ragavan. It is good if they don't have turn 1 Monkey. Do you think there's a world where Ewood is better than Unearth? I don't think so. I think it makes your mana curve too wonky. Yeah, there it is. There it is. That being said, I have found that like play draw matters a ton in this matchup. So like a lot of times, if you win game 1, you're just feeling really good because you get to, you get to play game 2, and if you lose, you're on the play for game 3, and it's like you're really pretty favored on the play. I feel. I think calling the deck Jund Company would get rid of the questions of sacrifice cards. Well, I mean, there already is a Jund Company deck. Like this deck is pretty heavily inspired by Principe's Jund Unearth sacrifice deck that was playing like Skelemental. Like I really started with his core of the deck. It was playing like Skelemental, Clothis, and it didn't have like any real synergies besides, just Coco, Unearth, and a lot of 3-drops, but I feel like it was a really good shell for this deck. And so calling a Jund Company, I don't want to take away from Prince's deck. Yeah, Dryad Arbor, oh boy. Alright, I guess we dash. Likely to die. Last day of the race? It is the last day of the race. Yeah, we actually have 27 hits, which is a very dangerous number. Apparently. Uh-oh. Okay, that's good to know about. We could just lose right here. I put on my boarded out for game 3, though. Turn 2 Bombardment, turn 3 Baby Chandra is playable. Well, see, that's the thing, Rooster, is that Chandra is, in this deck at least, only good if you have Bombardment in play. And even then it's like worse than a Bloodghast. But it's like this deck, you don't have any you know, you don't really have a lot of synergies with Chandra. Like, she can't flashback Coco. You need to play a lot of instants and sorceries for the -2, which is a strong ability on Chandra. And you don't want cards that are only good when you have Bombardment in play. Because Bombardment is going to be good, basically, no matter what. The card is just very strong. You don't need cards that are only good when Bombardment's in play, you know? So hitting a Endurance or Grist allows us to deal with the Murktide, but we're pretty cold to a counterspell. And it does seem like my opponent probably has one, so maybe we just have to win game. 3 on the play. I'll play it out though. They could have nothing, and we could hit Coco into Chandra Grist. So because I give him such headaches in the race. I don't know that I do give Prince headaches in the race. Yeah, the Trophy Midnight Stream was really hype. We really needed the W. I'll scoop to a second Murktide. We can't beat it. Okay, I like that they boarded in a Braid. That card's like... I think a Braid is not playable in Modern. The card is like wildly inefficient. Alright, don't change my sideboarding on the play, but the matchup usually feels a lot stronger on the play. Oh, the all access tokens go live? That's really good, so I don't have to worry about buying new cards. Yeah, that is true. Bloodghast is like definitely a card that does require synergies, but you have synergies with Bombardment and Spyro, and it is actually good in a lot of matchups, but not every matchup. Is there a story on Trophy 41? Yeah, I was playing this deck last night. I only played one league of this deck last night. It's like incredible. It's exactly the same thing happened Sunday, where we had a long dry spell. I play a lot of like decks off stream. I played one league of Junsack. I trophy, except last night I actually trophied on stream. I just fired up the stream for the last round. Okay, pretty sure you go Monkey into Hierarch. I guess we could go Hierarch into Dash Monkey. I think I prefer the Monkey first. Heathen King, thank you for the 5-pack. Yeah, I agree. Turn 2 Dash Monkey is just not that impressive. Although it is better against my opponent's deck, I will say, where their curve is a lot lower. I do think it's close. I'm definitely agreeing that it's close. Like, turn 2 Dash Monkey is better against two burn spells. Thanks, Yetta. I guess I'll leave this uncracked, because we saw that they boarded in Blood Moon for game 2. So I might want to get a basic here. Hierarch lived, let's freaking go. Okay, yeah, so let's get Swamp Forest. And I could main phase Coco. I think I just want to get Grist down. If they have a Spell Pierce, we just lose. I'm planning on playing Esprit on stream. Yeah, of course I'll play it on stream. There's no deck that I have. There's no deck that I've written about or recorded for Channel Fireball. I think that's been a Channel Fireball only thing. Like, not even I'm that cracked to make like so much like just like complete decks only for Channel Fireball and make decks only for the stream. Yeah. Grist can't be pierced. That's why we played that there. Or sorry. Yeah, they could pierce Coco. What did I say? Yeah, if we get our Coco pierced, we just lose, which is why I played Grist. Did I say that wrong? Yeah, today's gonna be a long day. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't play the budget decks on stream, and they're not like really intended for the stream, right? They're intended to be like decks that you can build up and play like locally and more casually, but still win games with an FNM, and then work your way towards more competitive versions, right? I do feel really well rested. I feel pumped. I feel really energized. My headspace is really good right now. I'm ready to go. Is Force of Vigor not a thing in Modern? I've been playing it recently, actually. I've been liking it again. There's like a lot of control decks and Tron decks, and I've been playing it in some of my control decks recently. It'll come back around, I think, just depending on what the metagame looks like. Alright, Heat the Hierarch. Land would be good. That's plus the Grist. Milled over Kroxa. It's kind of unfortunate that we can't double spell, but so I guess we'll just play the Mayhem Devil, attack, pass. Well, they didn't have Delirium for Unholy Heat on Grist, and they might have like I guess they've already used 2 heats. Or last pieces for Absent Reanimator. Yeah, I think the deck's really good. Or at least like the Culling Rituals are really good. I think the Grists are fine. I'm not sure that they're definitely the best card for that spot, but they feel pretty good. That is true. Grist ult is going to be 4 damage. Grist minus also deals 2 if we get back Mayhem Devil with Unearth. Oh, it actually deals 5 because Grist counts itself for the ultimate. Sequencing opponent. Maybe when I say people don't know how to play around this deck, they just don't know how to... What I mean to say is they just have no idea how to play around Devil. Oh, wait, is this a bait for Unholy Heat? This would be like the sickest ever if this is a bait for Unholy Heat. Last day of what trophy challenge? Yes, last day of the trophy challenge. It looks like the season ends in exactly 24 hours, or 24 hours and 10 minutes, according to a pop-up I got. How was evening yesterday? I had a nice time relaxing with Esther, watching like BoJack Horseman while I was playing Magic Online. We ate dinner while I was playing Magic Online, and then I was 4-0 with Gensack, and I threw up the stream for just a second, and then I was like, Esther was like sleepy, right? And I was like, Esther, what do you think if I threw up the stream for a second? What would you think if I threw up the stream for a second to finish this league? And she was like, you threw up? And I was like, what? No, I didn't throw up. I want to throw up the stream. And she's like, okay. And then I told her I won. And so yeah, people were really happy that I threw up the stream. And she again was like, wait, you threw up? She just never heard the. She had never heard the term, I guess. Sinja Yama cards like Arbor Elf or Night of the Reliquary. It's pretty cool. It's pretty. I think like there's something there, right? But it's like the thing about Yavimaya and those cards is you usually only get to play 1, maybe 2 Yavimayas, since like they're bad to draw on multiple, so it's hard to build around. I think we can keep this in the play. I'd probably throw it back on the draw. Please do not instant concede if you play against me. Please do not instant concede if you play against me. I appreciate the thought, but I do not. I want this. I don't want the trophy race to be tainted with free wins. I want to earn it, right? Worst shit ever. Thank you for your tier 1. Appreciate you, buddy. Exactly. I'm measuring myself. That's what it's always been about. Is pushing myself, right? All right. Play something I can ping. Okay. It's like be playable without it. If you don't have Ragavan, I would suggest playing Birds of Paradise over it. Ragavan's a lot better. But the deck would be functional without it, yeah. Disposable Hero, thank you for the 2 months. Persist Titan? Yeah, I guess that's good read, good read. Multiple bombardments trigger on 1 stack. No, you only get 1 ping per sack, no matter what. Unless you have Mayhem Devil. I guess let's just get Grist going. Camille over a land, so I'll wait on the Wrenn. Mill over a Spyro. Is Trouble just the best anti-Tron card at the moment? Depends on the deck you're playing, but it's one of them. Like, this deck would rather play Fulminator, because you have Coco and Unearth. No, there's no YouTube stream. Twitch partners can't also stream to YouTube at the same time. What matchups am I trying to avoid a Junsack? Rhinos is unfavorable, but definitely winnable. I would say that, like, of all the top decks, that's the one I'm the most afraid of. Eldrazi isn't great, but it's not that bad either. Mono Green Tron isn't great, but it's not that bad. Okay, I can kill that with Grist. You need merit to going Spyro, discard lands, return with Wrenn and Six instead of Grist. I think I like getting the Grist going for like exactly this. We just can kill any creature that they play, which I view to be pretty important here. And here I think I want to go Hierarch, Mayhem Devil. I'm trying to think if I sack the Hierarch or if I sack the Insect to kill the Dryad. Probably sack the Insect. I might just ping them with Wrenn and Six. Rogue Rhino's deck using Weapon Marauder. I think that deck was fine. I think it had some fundamental flaws where, like, you only get 4 discard spells instead of 8 compared to the other Rhinos deck, and you make yourself like really vulnerable to graveyard hate in a way, and like your payoff might not be so good when like you're like really restricted compared to the other Rhinos variants. But you do get to play 2 mana spells. You do get to play Tarmogoyf, which is great in that deck. I liked it, but I'm just not sure it's necessarily the best thing you could be doing. Thank you, Diamonds. Charmal versus Alpine Moon and Boros Prowess. Well, in Boros Prowess, like, you don't always hit 3 lands, and... Alright, do they have a Persist as their last card? Yeah, they do not. You don't always have 3 lands. I guess I'll plus Grist first in case I hit Bloodghast before I play my land. And then you also, like, you usually have Lurrus, right? So you lose Lurrus if you Charmal, so probably Alpine Moon, I would say. It's also true that, like, Prowess tends to not need to play Tron Hate as much, because, like, you know, you are Tron Hate, you just kill him. Morning data. Alright, opponents draw, non-functional, we take those. Let's bring in the Endurances for their graveyard stuff, the Fulminator Mages, and then Force of Vigor is also good against Saga if they're playing Saga, which they probably are, Amulet, and Dryad. So that's it. It's a lot of cards, so we're really going to have to rethink how we build the deck. I want to keep an Unearth when I have the Fulminators. What if we cut the Bloodghasts? Can we just completely, like, transform? Transform! This is 25 hits. No, Ragavan's really good against them. They just, like, can't block it usually. Ragavan's really good in this matchup. This looks pretty good to me. Devil over Wrenn. Well, the problem is, like, I'm trimming Bombardment. I think I'll play 1 Devil over Wrenn and Six number 2. Then we back up to 26 hits. Yeah, Wrenn and Six not that good either. But, like, when you trim Bombardment, Devil gets worse. We're also adding a lot of 3s, and I think Devil's our worst 3 in the matchup. But I'm going to get some water real quick. It's a good suggestion, procrastinating. I'll definitely keep it in consideration. Alright, yeah, looks solid. Let's keep this. Tugboat, thank you for 3 months. Put him almost to 6. Bombardment doesn't feel like it does much with the Devil. I feel like Bombardment just, like, is a free, like, 5 or 6 damage to kill your opponent with this matchup. Or not free, but we'll usually translate to that. But I don't know, I haven't played this matchup before. You could be right. I got Trophy 41 with this deck. I played the first 4 matches off stream, and then I threw up the stream for the last round, and got it on stream. Because you guys were with me so long yesterday with no trophies. I really wanted to give you that one, you know. Gonna do any Gen Con events? Probably not, no. Jim with the 3rd raid in a row. Pretty early today, too. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Jim. No, I'm not going to Gen Con or Gym Con. Instead, I think I'm going to stay in my house forever and never leave. This is Bombardment Forest. Not really the matchup for Bombardment. We got a couple of 4-mana green instants. Any gym comers in chat? Gym cons? You also went in solidarity. I also went 10 hours last night without a trophy. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who joined me in the 10-hour dry spell. All right, play a Dryad. Play a Dryad. Thanks, Gabri. Why is Prince not online? I don't know. Prince usually goes live later than me. Prince tweeted that he was going to play 9 different decks on stream today. And he said I'm going to play these 9 decks on stream. It's going to be a long stream, and then that's going to be it, was what he posted this morning. So I'm pretty excited to see how those go. I'm worried because one of them is Grixis Shadow. And then I'm also interested to see if I've caught up, if he's going to keep going after that. I have to assume that he will. And I do plan on catching up. Yeah, knowing Prince, he's capable of getting 9 trophies today. The man is cracked. Yeah, dude, I really liked Giglio's Rhinos list. I know that you've been like, I've been liking the Spyros. I've been watching you play some too. Oh, bummer. Discarding Summoner's Pact? Do I Unearth Hierarch? I feel like it doesn't do that much here. I think I'd rather save the Unearth in case I Coco into a Fulminator. Then I need to think if I'm going to force kill both of these here. Kind of like killing both of these. They kill my mana, I'll kill their mana. How often do we bump into Prince? It's only happened once since the trophy race, and I think one time before that. Yeah, it would be really... obviously, it would be very difficult for it to happen, but it would be cool to play against Prince for naturally for the win, right? Yesterday, Prince went against an opponent with 56 life and 40 tokens. He topped like he drew 3 Terminates. Jeez. Alright, let's hit 2 Fulminator Mages. Grist Monkey. It's fine. Grist could maybe find us a Fulminator Mage for our Unearth. Wooded Foothills in the yard. I got a lost trophy with this deck on stream last night. It was like 11 p.m., 11:30 or something like that, and I was 4-0, and I streamed the last match. It was against Mono Green Tron. Somehow if your Titan trophies and queue each other both 4-0, that should be the end of the challenge. Yeah, I agree with that. Or, yeah, if we're tied or both 4-0, I agree that we would just make that the end of the challenge. Or at least I would offer that to Prince. It would be pretty epic. Cycles the Triumph. It's a combo. Bounce lands Triomes. Currently have just 1 creature in the graveyard. Milled over a Seasoned Pyromancer. Unearth. Yeah, but that feels like just a daydream, right? I'm kind of missing that bombardment now. Put my opponent to 7. Draw a card. Alright, not the worst one. Good if they're going to go for their reanimation plan here. This deck's been running hot. Yeah, I think this deck's really good. Like, we would have like 5 trophies with it if I had played perfectly, but this deck has been really hard to master. Even though I made it, right? A lot of weird intricacies. A lot of ins and outs of the case, if you will. I was streaming last night, and when you went up, my internet went down. Did I sabotage your stream for viewers, or is energy so powerful? I think my energy is so powerful. But that's kind of funny. Alright, 2-0 to start the day. Feeling good. So we're playing against Kihira. I think I keep this on the draw. Am I playing to non-stop today until the race ends? We'll see. I'm going to play it a little bit by ear. I'm going to try to do what's best for me. Yeah, I'm going to try to do what's best for me. So that might mean that I take like a 4-hour break after, you know, at some point to just sleep and then come back on. But I do plan to play into the night, yes. So if I play Hierarch here, and my Ragavan connects, that's best case scenario. I get to go Ragavan Hierarch, hit with Monkey. We actually still get to play the Hierarch if we hit with the Monkey, just off the treasure. So I think I'm going to forego the 1 point of damage, just to guarantee that I get to play Wrenn and Six, get my fetch land back. Awesome Ice, thank you, buddy. Thank you for the odd taxi recommendation. Yeah, I really, really like that show. Okay, so this is actually Control. It was Control the whole time. So I guess I'll go ahead and... I think that you're just, like, supposed to take the 2-for-1 or the free card here. Especially when it seems like my opponent's got a counterspell up. This matchup, I think, is pretty good, unless they have main deck Rest in Peace. Yeah, I think I have a good Murktide matchup. Although it can be, if you like lose the die roll, then it's like, I think if you win the die roll, you're like really heavily favored, and then if you lose, it's like a lot closer, which overall translates to a favorable matchup, right? We've been drawing lands. We have a lot of options this turn. Can go Wrenn and Six, pick up the land, dash Monkey. Can go Bombardment, Bloodghast, sack Bloodghast. I think I like Wrenn and Six, dash Monkey. Or I could actually just attack here. I could go Grist, attack for 1. Let's go Grist, attack for 1. Milled over Bloodghast. It's good. Wrenn Ping. Yeah, I can do that too. You go like Wrenn and Six, Bombardment, Ping. I think getting the Grist in play is really strong. Later, I think for 5 months. I think of all the cards in my hand, like this is the one my opponent most needs to counter. Like dash Ring and P for Wrenn. Yeah, I think all of these options were good. So here I can go Bombardment, Bloodghast, sack Bloodghast, deal 1 to them, play fetch land, get back 2 Bloodghast, sack both Bloodghast, deal 2 to them. We plus first. I think that this is going to be the line no matter what. Bombardment, Bloodghast, 1 to them, both Bloodghasts. Do I just ignore Teferi? I think I'll kill it so they can't instant speed Verdict. Oh, I forgot about the Exalted. Yeah, that 3 damage is probably a bit better, but we also probably can't lose. Hey, Emma. Good morning. Morning, Todd. Let's see if Wrenn and Six resolves. I should tap differently so I can cast Spyro after. Should be in good shape here. Milled over Kroxa. Pretty good value. I think they're dead even if we don't hit a land. Oh, I forgot to sack my Bloodghast first. Missed out on a lot of value. Oh, we built double Grist for the extra token. That's funny. Jeez, I totally missed that. Grist into Kroxa. So, against blue-white, I usually bring in 2 Force of Vigors for Rest in Peace. Think Bombardment number 4 and Unearth? 1 Unearth? Because they have a lot of exile-based effects. Rayo could have Mayhem Devil. No, I want to keep those 26 hits for Coco. Yeah, I think all roads lead to Rome there. I found this matchup to be really good. Yeah, I did 2 Unicorn. I did 2. Yeah, I gotta keep 26. Did I sideboard against Burn? I think last time I played against Burn, I didn't sideboard, but I would consider like the first Culling Ritual. Burn matchup I think is unfavorable. Is this the last stream? Today is, yes. Well, the last stream of the trophy race, right? I will probably fire off 1 or 2 Twitch streams in the future, you know, in my life. But it is the last stream of the race. And I might break it up into 2 parts if I would need to take a nap. But I don't really... We'll see, we'll see. Got a long day today. We're just getting started. Let's get a Bombardment down here, I think. Although that's not that great against Teferi. But is anything good against Teferi here? Not really. Maybe Kroxa is. Okay, they have the Teferi. So we can sack the Hierarch to kill the Teferi. I don't think I'm supposed to. Kind of a weird draw. I think Tunneling Cat streams from time to time, yeah. I don't know how regular it is, but they've been in chat a lot lately, and they've been saying that they stream. Yeah, Rest in Peace, very good against us. We do have a couple Force of Vigors to potentially be able to answer that. I guess this turn I'm just gonna go Kroxa, kill Teferi, make them discard 2 cards. I guess I'll also attack for 1. Discard Chalice of the Void. Discard 2 Chalice of the Voids, okay. Last trophy was with this deck last night. Love for the prismatic ending to Bombardment. Kind of surprised to see a plus here. Yeah, this deck is surprisingly expensive. It's like Endurance, Force of Vigor, Wrenn and Six, Ragavan, Seasoned Pyromancer. It's actually like the most expensive deck I've been playing. I do think like a lot of the expensive cards, I think of all the expensive cards, Seasoned Pyromancer is the most important. I don't think you can build this deck without Pyro. Or at least like you would miss it the most, but like you could play without Ragavans or Wrenn and Sixes or Endurances for sure. Trophy 41 happened last night on stream. Yeah, that's the price you pay when you cut the zombies. think I'll play out the fetch land and not crack it because of Mayhem Devil, but I want to play it because of Seasoned Pyromancer. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, I think it's good to deny the card draw here. Kill the Teferi. We're still getting in for 2 with the Hierarchs. Oh, awesome. So we can wait on the Force of Vigor to play around second Rest in Peace or a counter spell of some kind. Or, sorry, actually a counter spell, but playing it now plays around like 3 or 4 mana counter spell, then drawing 1 for turn. I think I'll just kill it. Shane with the 10 pack, thank you so much, bud. Yeah, something Dryad Arbor. I mean, I like Dryad Arbor would be good if it didn't have any cost, but it does have a cost. I also like Dryad Arbor might still be good. Like I'm not saying I know I don't think the Dryad Arbor is worth playing, but if you disagree with me, you might be right that the Dryad Arbor is worth it, you know? So we're gonna make a 3/3 Shark, which is fine. We'll just have the Hierarch deal 2, and then we get to ping the Shark with the Grist token. Why Fulminator over Charmal? In this deck, you're playing Collected Company and Unearth, which both work well enough with Fulminator Mage that make me want to play it over Charmal. I think I was like the Insect. It's kind of close. That is true. Dryad Arbor better if you're not playing Ragavan. So yeah, if you're playing birds over Ragavan, then that's definitely the case. It gets better. Oh, they put Kihira in their hand. I was like, what was that? I didn't see a Triumph go to the graveyard. Have some cards you can mill over for value. Copperline Gorge is not one of them. Would Goose be a good budget option? I don't think so. I really don't like Goose. I know that it has synergies with Devil, but the fact that you can only tap it once usually makes the card bad, I think. What game is that music from? The music's not from a game. It's my friend Jalen did all the music on the channel. He's got a composition degree. He's really, really talented. He's good at everything he does, and like it's not just music too. He plays like 10 instruments, and he's like a really talented artist too. And he's just excels at everything. He's great. Okay, just let that happen. Yeah, the music's not from Naruto, but I did ask that he could make something like in like something that feels like it's from Naruto, you know. That's a good draw. 3 cards in the graveyard for Grist. I guess we could have minus to deal 4 here, because Grist counts itself. So we could have cast Spyro, and then we would have dealt 5? But then we lose the Grist. I'm going to cast Seasoned Pyromancer here. If they counter it, we get value but from it being in the graveyard. And like it stops them from using Castle if they counter this. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures in the graveyard. Can we get some song requests going? No, I like my career and I don't want to get DMCA'd. Unfortunately. Double 4 months, but I'm listening to music. I'm listening to I'm listening to battle and uplifting Naruto music, 1 hour anime battle mix. So you can listen along. Oh, it's not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Grist only counts itself if it dies in the process. It's not going to die in this process. It does have vigilance. What's the time? Am I into non-anime music? Yes, of course. But I like to listen to a lot of like anime soundtracks when I stream because like I listen to a lot of rap usually, and rap specifically, it's just like a lot of like, you know, voices in your ear, right? And that makes it's pretty distracting. to have like to hear people talking in your ear while you're streaming and you're talking, and so like either hearing a language that you don't speak natively or just like, you know, soundtrack kind of music, it's a lot better to stream to, you know. Yeah, Kendrick is the GOAT. Kendrick is the greatest of all time, of course. Could set up something in Discord so music channel people can listen and not speak. Yeah, I could do that. I don't think I will though. But I could. Alright, so my line play ended up working out against Solitude pretty well, I feel. If they have a counterspell, they could win this game. But now we've got 2 lethal cards here. So we should win. Why is Kendrick the GOAT? Well, because he's my favorite. That's true. I mean, is there really any other answer, right? I don't know. He's really just like, I feel like he's the most talented and the hardest working in the game at the moment, and has been for a long time. But obviously, the only answer is he's my favorite. I know. I also have a signed copy of Good Kid, Mad City, and I've been a big fan for a long time, and like to see his evolution has been really cool. Oh, interesting. So they have to exile their own card here. They exile Kihira, but then the Mayhem Devil does get triggered from the... Yeah, Evoke. Yeah, they stacked their triggers wrong. Playing Bombardment plays around that. That's true, yeah. I didn't think that they could have anything. Now we know. Been verifiably super creepy, and it just like... I've just stopped listening to his music because of it. Alright, I think we keep this and put back either Bloodghast or Mayhem Devil. Let's put back the Bloodghast. Kind of an awkward hand. Lil Dicky's good. I like Lil Dicky. What's my favorite Kanye song? It might sound kind of weird because it's not like... I know that there's better Kanye songs, like, a little bit more objectively, but... You know, music is pretty subjective, and my favorite Kanye song is Gone from Late Registration. I don't know, there's just something about that song that speaks to me, I think. Lift Yourself is good. I love Lift Yourself. I like J. Cole a lot. J. Cole's good. Esther's a really big J. Cole fan, too. Postboard with another 50 subs? What the heck? You have anything you want to say, Post, with like 86 gifted subs in like 2 hours? It's absurd. Oh, I should have got a green source. Should have got green source. I think I'm just going to play Grist here, though. Toger MTG, thank you for the raid. Did Post say anything I can't see? Yeah, Ghost Town's really good. Seven constructs. Companion. Okay. So I don't think Ragavan's getting through here. Don't think we got really much choice, but kill this construct with the Grist ability. Wrenn and Six, get a basic forest, cast Hierarch. We do have Force of Vigor in our sideboard. We also have Culling Ritual, which I think will be pretty good. And this matchup is probably, like, you could probably win it fairly with Bombardment. You got your trophy lead, now good sure is. Thanks, buddy. How do you feel about Kanye outside of his music? I have a, no comment, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I've lost, I used to feel somewhat like I understood him, and now I don't, I feel. Yeah, I think the Culling Ritual's been so good. I just wanted to add another copy. Yeah, Shadow Spear very good here. Second Saga very good. Yeah, we did trophy last night. So we can Grist, kill Construct, attack with Ragavan. Lose probably. Do I like old school rap? I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't, you know. You'd have to be like a little more specific, right? I think we lose, right? My opponent said BRB. I haven't played this matchup before. Feeling a little out of my elements. 23 hits right now. Void Mirror is not good against them. They can spend colored mana to cast their spells, chat. Mirror is busted. Void Mirror doesn't say whenever a player casts a colorless spell. It says whenever they cast a spell without paying any colors. Which is not busted. I think I want the 4th Ragavan on the play. I think I'm going to play that over the second Wrenn, or the first Wrenn. This gets us back up to 26 hits for Coco, although I did trim a Coco. I also think I want to trim Coco because of my mana curve, because I'm bringing in the rituals and the forces. Kind of light on green cards, 9. No, I'm not. 9, 17 is plenty. We could play Chalice on the play. The problem is with Chalice and Void Mirror anyways, is that I also like need to keep a density of like synergistic spells too. Yeah, it's like saying that Mirror's better than other cards. It's like our cards all need to work together to combine and control the board with like Bombardment, Mayhem Devil. And it's like Void Mirror is like a pretty medium card and also like detracts from our synergies, right? Is Ragavan ever connecting? Yeah, on the play I think Ragavan's pretty fine. I guess they are the Midnight deck. Mirror shuts off full affinity. Yeah, but it's like not like it's kind of a narrow case, right? Where you have to like Mirror's also not a ley line, you know. Are we low on creature count? We have 22 hits right now. Grist is a creature. Can't mulligan this. Okay, I'm not gonna play Void Mirror this matchup. I'm pretty decided, but I'm on the draw. I'm definitely gonna cut monkeys. On the play, you know, it's still Ragavan. Welding Jar pretty good against my hand. So I want to kill the mid. I want to target the Midnight. Yeah, I think I need to pitch the Ritual. Yeah, so even if they Welding Jar their Midnight, we still get to hit with Ragavan because it gets tapped from the regeneration. Pure Loathing for the 3 months. Force is not exile, it destroys. Oh wait, we didn't need to kill the Midnight because we have Exalted though. Although they might still Welding Jar their Midnight. This race is over. I'm going to take a step back for a day and get some rest. Yeah, I'm not streaming tomorrow. And they regenerate the land, which is also fine. Midnight's still going to be obnoxious. Missing land's not that great, but Ragavan gives us mana. Yeah, I think targeting Drum was better. I agree. And just sending them back 2 artifacts like matters so much for their affinity cards. Okay. So we have Mayhem Devil Bombardment, which is very, very powerful, and we drew our lands. And we drew a Midnight. Feeling really good. Let's go. I think I'm going to get the Bombardment down. Duke in 10 months, thanks, buddy. They're dead next turn to a spell. Yeah, well, so if we... So they take one from the saga. If we draw a spell, they are dead. But we didn't draw the spell. Because we get the extra token. But now if we draw a Hierarch, they're dead. Or a Ragavan. So they can make a big token. No beats, thank you for the gifted sub. One, two, three, four, five, six. Attack with Ragavan Midnight, they can't block both. They can, right? Oh, you're right, they can't. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I was thinking that they could. Makes it pretty easy. Because they take one from the Urza Saga. And then they take one from the Midnight and die. Now I just have to win game 3. Need a bombardment? Fuck. We can't play around it. No, if we cycle stuff now, then we don't have the devil in play to trigger the bombardment. Oh no, do we get the trigger in response? Can we respond to this trigger? I don't think we can. But we can't just like cycle board and then like just be at 1 and we're just, you know, dead. Because we have no board. Then Kroxa? I mean, Kroxa does not always deal damage. People think it always deals damage. It only deals damage if they discard a non-land card. But they get Welding Jar instead. They don't have the needle. We win. Yeah, they take one from the Saga. The problem is if they needle Saga, but we just can't play around it. Kroxa will trigger Devil. Well, Kroxa only deals 1 with Devil. It's not enough damage, chat. Why did you Kroxa last turn? I didn't have enough mana to Kroxa last turn. I drew it off the Seasoned Pyromancer. They're dead, chat. It's okay. Relax. It's monkey bat on the draw, huh? So let's get back. I don't know what. Wren's Mirror. Guys, I'm not gonna bring a Mirror. Mirror, I think sucks. I think Mirror is really bad. Like we just play the Wrenns and the Bloodghast. Hey Pharaoh, thank you for the 10 pack. Appreciate you. I do have one monkey. I think you guys still want one. It's not seems to drum. They have more than just drum that don't tap for mana, right? They're playing. They have to be playing blue cards. They have to be playing Thought Monitor. They have to be playing Thoughtcast. They play colored mana sources, chat. I don't think I'm supposed to board in Chalice in the play. I'm definitely not supposed to board in either of these cards on the draw. Even on the draw, like they can play Thought Monitor turn 2, or they can play out their whole hand on turn 2, and when you're just will be looking dumb. Void Mirror is really, really bad if you cast it and they just have any colored mana, which is not that big of an ask. I think turn 2 Grist, turn 3 Culling Ritual is good enough for a keep. It might not be good enough for a win, though. We'll see. It really depends on what they draw. Fluffy, thank you for the 5 pack again. Looking good so far. Looking really good so far. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Fine, we have another Hierarch. One more card, they're casting a spell. Hopefully it's just something that dies to Ritual. It's not something that dies to Ritual. That being said, we do get to Ritual here. If they make a token, it just dies. They can make a token on their turn, though. Yeah, they shouldn't be making a token, it just gives me an extra mana. Yeah. Oh, they float mana. They float mana. You're right. Sorry. Good play. I don't know why I didn't think that would work. Yeah, maybe we should have just Gristed this turn. We hit 2 Grists. Or we hit a Grist. It's pretty good. We did mill over another Ritual, though. Yeah, but so if they get Shadow Spear this turn, they're not making another construct. Or if they equip a Shadow Spear, they can't make a construct. They could just Needle Grist too. Needle Grist would be so shitty for us. Damn it. Yeah, I think we might have just punted too. It's not clear yet. Got a lot of good draws. Let's freaking go. I think I killed this one. They have one card in their hand. We've got all Grists. Mill over a Seasoned Pyromancer, which is actually pretty good. Can get the tokens back in minus with one of the tokens next turn. They play a Treasure Vault. The last card is Prismatic Ending, which can kill Grist. Or which, you know, lets them kill Grist, I should say. So I can play Grist plus, which is bad against another removal spell, so I think I'll just play my land and get back a token, probably eat up 4 damage with 1. Maybe not. Taking 4 damage is good. If they play another creature to protect the Grist. Yeah, shout out to the Void Mirrors in chat. Legions tomorrow morning. We've got a little less than 24 hours left. Any reason this deck doesn't run a Dryad Arbor? You ever draw a Dryad Arbor? I don't. What would my opponent be tanking on here? Another Needle? Yeah, Dryad Arbor is great when you never draw it. Chalice? I mean, I guess that would be something they'd be tanking on. Maybe they're just doing something, right? They drew Void Mirror, yeah. We're getting the trophy lead, hopefully, yeah. We made a pretty big mistake this game, because I thought they couldn't make a token in response to Ritual, but they just float mana. But we got bailed out by a Force of Vigor, and it would be great to be 4-0. Be even better to be 5-0. It's been like 2 minutes. It was more of a opponent making an amazing play than you punting. Yeah, I mean, it was an onboard trick. It was me punting for sure. It was a good play by them, of course, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't still a mistake, right? Yeah, I 100% should have held the Ritual. Like, we win this game like pretty easily, you know. Yeah, my heart's beating real fast. All right, they're paying costs. They can cast any spell in their deck, right? Yeah, they've got 4 artifacts. Okay, they said they had to help out with some stuff, yeah. Let's go. I'm gonna tank the 5 with the elemental token, I think. It's kind of awkward to have the basic forest here. Oh no, it's not, because we just cast it this turn. And then get a Kroxa next turn. It's pretty good. And, you know, they have a lot of bad top decks. They've got a lot of Midmites and Springleaf Drums and stuff like this. I'm sorry, I'm just so nervous. I love being nervous on just like a freaking Tuesday, though. You know what I mean? It's hard to... I'm glad that I've, you know, cultivated this environment of competition for me, where I can just wake up and have stress. It's good for me. They have Prismatic Ending, which they didn't cast, because they couldn't kill the Grist. Imagine, yeah, if my opponent's playing Prismatic Ending, I think we have to confirm if Void Mirror would have been bad. Let's go. Okay, so I have won my last 9 matches with this deck. I've won my last 9 matches with this deck. Let's freaking go. Jun Sack is cracked. Get a prediction going for Trophy 42. Good hand, playing against a Lurrus deck. Put on Moles to 6. Good start, good start. Moles to 5, great start. Let's freaking go. Silent Clearing, Lurrus, probably Hammer Time? Yeah. Hand's okay against Hammer. No 0-mana artifacts is really nice. I'm trying to get, if I think I just get Blood Crypt here. Build over Wrenn and Six. What's the matchup looking like? It's Hammer, which is a fine matchup. It's especially good now that we have 3 Culling Rituals on the board, because usually you lose to Sanctifier and Vec, if anything, and Culling Ritual. Culling Ritual is great against Hammer. It's like, it's mostly for this matchup. They sequenced that kind of bad, although they found a Midnight, so they still get a counter here. But we can go Mayhem Devil minus Grist, deal damage to Midnight, and then have a fetch land up. We also have 2 Seasoned Pyromancers to go with our, or Bloodghast to go with their Seasoned Pyromancer. Can attack for 2 as well. I guess I should have done that first. Oh, my opponent also might trigger Mayhem. No, nobody plays around Mayhem Devil. Nobody sacks their thing in response to Devil. And, like, I don't think it's happened a single time. Yeah, they're not historic players. Absolutely. It's a good sign. Like to see that Springleaf Drum. They have 1 card in their hand. Okay, I don't need to fetch and kill the Sentinel right now, because then we could lose to like land Hammer. Also, the fetch line gets these Bloodghast back. Yeah, it might seem a bit weird, but I think I'm just not supposed to lose the land Hammer on the Nexus. And they're like super dead next turn. So we win game 1. Just gotta win 1 of the next 2, and we've got a lot of really good sideboard cards, so I'm feeling really good about this spot we're in. Obviously, nobody's allowed to celebrate yet. If I see anybody celebrating in chat, insta-ban. But I am feeling good. I need to look up my sideboard guide. It's one of those, you study for a test and you're just blanking a bit. If you're interested in a sideboard guide for this deck, you can check it out on channelfireball.com, CFB Pro subscription. So this sideboard guide is back when I was only playing 2 Culling Rituals, but it had me cutting the Kroxas, 2 Unearths, and a Bloodghast. I think I'm going to cut... Okay, I don't like that I'm not cutting any Ragavans. Although maybe we'll play 2. Kroxa is pretty bad against all these Sanctifiers. So are the Bloodghasts. I guess I kind of am agreeing with my past self. Although I'm low on hits here too. 24. Yeah, so let's maybe get back up to 25 by cutting the second Wrenn. Chalice is better Ragavan? No, Chalice sucks on the draw. Chalice is like completely unplayable on the draw. And it's like only good in your opening hand. I'm just not that into it. All this hand is cracked. Obviously, if we just never draw lands 3 and 4, it might be a little too slow, but the Force of Vigor buys us a lot of time. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. It seems fine for Grist and Mayhem. Yeah, it's kind of like it's honestly like we're bringing like a lot of non-creatures, so we have to keep like 25 hits for Coco. 19 creatures plus 4 Grist. I did a bit. We should have 25 right now. Last time I counted, at least. Alright, let's play this tapped. Yeah, Hierarch would have been pretty good. Two dogs, $7.77. Thank you for that. Ooh. Yeah, let's play out a Hierarch. I don't necessarily want to commit the bombardment into the ritual. I also don't know what my opponent cast. Did they mulligan? Thoughtseize into no 2-mana play is like really weird. Luris in hand, so weird. We'll take it. Sometimes it's just free for the bean, right? Things gotta go right to 5-0. Scared of Culling Ritual? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Land would be great here. I just love it when we actually draw, you know, just draw all right, you know. Sometimes, a lot of times yesterday, it's just like we're 3-0 and just have just completely non-functional hands and everybody's heart gets broke. I know I'm maybe playing a bit too much into my own Culling Ritual, but I should have attacked with Insect, but they're also like, they're just like, you know, Bombardment isn't amazing against them. Bombardment plus Grist plus Bloodghast is really hard for them to beat, so I don't mind this. In fact, I think they're even just dead if I draw Mayhem Devil next turn. Maybe not quite. Yeah, I mentioned I missed 2 points of damage there. I think I said that. And we're also in a spot here where lands are good and most spells are good. That's like, that is funny enough, and one of a spell that's not that good here. Kind of funny. But I think I'm gonna go kill Luris. I think we attack with everybody, and then this gets in for an extra point of damage if they block an insect. Which they're not doing. Now, if they have Needle, it's a bit awkward, but we do have, you know, triple Culling Ritual, and their Luris is also gone. So I have found like, I have found that it feels like you lose a lot of time to. I guess if they have Hammer, Shadow Spear, we lose. Alright, lands are good, spells are good. 1, 2, 3 creatures in yard. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, so we can go ping them with Bloodghast, play land, bring back 2 Bloodghasts, ping them, crack land, ping them. So that's 5 damage. 6 with Insect, 7 with Insect, 8 with Hierarch. And then the Grist minus is 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're 1 short. But we can attack. Fuck! I forgot to put them to 10 first. I also missed 2 points of damage earlier. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, we have lethal, right? Hold on, did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I count lethal. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I want to ultimate Grist first, just to make sure this happens. Good thing the deck is really good in carrying me, huh? Let's freaking go. Oh, the graph isn't changing. Oh, whoops. It's weird. We'll keep a look at it. Make sure that's updated here. Yeah, it's updated here. I don't know if there's something wrong with it, but obviously it doesn't matter that much. Back-to-back trophies with Junsack. Let's freaking go. Dusty, think of it 2 months? Let's freaking go. Back-to-back trophies.